Hello, my name is William Garlington, and welcome to conservativesviewpoint.com. Our mission, our only mission for the next 24 months, is to help as many Americans as we can in informing and educating those Americans on the expansion and the protection of conservative values within America while we try to eliminate liberalism within America. We welcome as many Americans as possible, especially those liberals and moderates who may not be well informed, and we want to try to let that be known that conservative values is what we seek. In the last couple of days, you've seen me talk to you. The first day was Monday through our YouTube videos, and it was about relationships. My relationship to you, and hopefully your relationship back to me. And how we connect with that relationship was through my website, conservativesviewpoint.com, through my email, which is info@conservativesviewpoint.com, through my blogs, my updates, and my videos, which I will be archiving. So Monday and Tuesday is already in the archive. Today's our third day. We're going to archive that as well on YouTube and the website so that connection back and forth can happen. Then we have a web store. I'm currently writing a couple of political books that hopefully will be out by 2011. But I've completed two other books, a children's book dealing with conflict and resolution called The Great Divide, great for children of all ages, but also adults. It deals with prejudice, cultural differences, something like what's going on today. But everybody in the world has conflicts. And how we deal with those conflicts and resolve those conflicts, I think you can get a good flavor through the book called The Great Divide. My other book is Our U.S. Presidents. It's a presidential trivia book on 500 presidential trivia questions and answers, great for educating children and adults as well, and it's got some information of our presidents. I am currently working on the updated version that will have our current president, Barack Obama, in the book. In the meantime, we've also got at our web store, and I highly encourage everyone to visit. It's called Battle 2010 Liberals versus Conservatives. These plain decks were created by me. They contain information, personal information, and a quote or two of the top 54 on each side of Americans who are in power or who have high influence in what's going on today. And I've ranked these folks from their power and influence, from the Ace of Spades all the way down to the Two of Clubs, plus the two Jokers. And our Ace of Spades on the conservative side is Rush Limbaugh. This man has been an icon and a voice of conservative values for over 20 years. And I feel that he is the voice of conservative values. And that's why he's the Ace of Spades. On the liberal side, of course, we have our president, President Obama. He is the liberal leader, if you will. So check it out. Arm yourself. This is great information from both camps, liberals and conservatives, and also the moderates, where you can gather the information. It's all about learning who the Secretary of Treasury is, who the former Deputy Chief of Staff was in the Bush administration, who some of these people that have high positions in the media and entertainment. You need to know all this, and it has it. And if you want to target these folks by boycotting or taking them out of office when it comes time for election time, please, you need the information. And I hope through our connection over the next 20 months, you will check us out. But these decks are available now up until February of 2011, and then in March of 2011, look for Battle 2012, Liberals versus Conservative, where you'll see new faces, new rankings, and new information because of the midterm elections. So, with that, our third focus today is called The History of Conservatism and what it has possibly done in America. And we're going to be brief because we only have like 10 minutes. But anyway, from the web, conservatism in the United States. Most Americans feel conservatives agree that they believe in God. That's number one. They believe in capitalism. They're against communism. They feel that America needs to have a strong military, smaller federal government, lower taxes. I agree with all that, okay? And most liberals that I've come across will say, yeah, they kind of feel that way, but they don't. They really don't feel about that. And there's two types of conservative and liberalism out there. We've got the fiscal side and we've got the social side. And I believe about 80 to 90% of all Americans, whether you call yourself a liberal, conservative, moderate, are fiscally conservative. If you make $1, you don't want 80 cents to go into the federal government, local governments, or state governments. You want to keep that money. Where we lose you liberals, and where we lose some of you moderates, is on the social issues. And we're going to talk about the social issues. And I'm just telling you, the misnomers that you may think that conservatives are rich, white, angry, controlling men, white men. And we're not. And I said this in my last two segments, and I'll say it again until it just resonates. If you come across a conservative and he's in power, he's got a title, he's CEO, or he's the manager or the boss, that's okay. But if you come across that same person and he or she is trying to empower themselves over you, that you don't have some sort of any kind of say-so, that person is not a conservative. That person is a liberal. Okay? And I'm not saying that there's people out there that say, I'm a conservative, but they're control freaks. Well, we're going to take that and we're going to go after those types of individuals that may be in power, because conservatives, for the most part, do not believe in control. They believe in helping each other, but you've got to help yourself as well to rise up, if you can, to the top, because that's what it's all about. Okay. Conservatives, getting to the subject. I get off track sometimes. A lot of people believe conservatism is like the Republican Party. It is, but I'm going to hopefully try in the next 2 years to take the Republican Party and toss it out and hopefully have a party called the Conservative Party. We've got the Tea Party going. They're not a party. They're a movement. And I believe in a two-party system. So if we could try to negotiate the Republican Party to get rid of that Republican name and just go with the Conservative Party, I think we'll be okay. Because there's a lot of Republicans out there that are like liberal, and we don't need them in our party. And then you've got the liberals, which is the Democratic Party. If they could, throw the Democratic name out and just call themselves liberals, I think a lot of people can say, oh, I understand. Okay. Another misnomers. Conservatives now are young people. That's a good thing. We want young people into the movement. Okay, we've got Latin American people. We got, and Marco Rubio is a great example of a conservative Latin American. We've got Asian Americans out there, and again, this is a wonderful thing for all types of races coming into the conservative movement. We've got black Americans coming into the movement. We've got senior citizens that are conservative. And you know what? My four favorites, we got the Flintstones. They are conservative. Okay? We've got Popeye and Olive Oyl. They're very much conservative. You know what I'm saying? And we've got Elmer Fudd. He's definitely a conservative. You don't want to take that man's gun away. No. And we got the Jetsons. They're kind of moderate type of people. But we're going to try to, push them back into the conservative mode. But the people that we need to, go after and change is the Family Guy and the Simpsons. These cats are liberal. They are so daggum liberal. And these cats are the ones that are destroying America. And I'm going to talk about that as we grow and as we grow together with our relationship. So, Some other people. We've got Newt Gingrich, which we're going to talk about on Friday, versus Barack Obama, two heavyweights. Okay? And we've got Ronald Reagan, my hero, one of my heroes growing up. This guy was all about family values and so forth and so on. Richard Nixon, paranoid, but he was a conservative. He was a great president, in my opinion, especially in foreign policy. But the cat was very, very much paranoid. But prosperity, the escalator to prosperity, is through the conservative way. And we want everybody to understand that. So, and last but not least, a majority. Gosh darn, I think 89 million people, 41% of all American adults are conservative, and we cow down to the liberals and the medias, and they're controlling, and we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to get nasty, but we're not going to just, you know, look across the way and ignore y'all anymore. We're going to go and take a look at the Joey Behars of the world, and the Wanda Sykes, and The View overall. Those types of, you know, Whoopi Goldberg and Tom Hanks and Keith Olbermann. Those cats right there, they don't like conservative values, and we're going to change everybody's opinion. And then last but not least, church and state, I believe they can coexist and be as one, but through Christianity. But that doesn't mean, now don't get all wigged out on me, that doesn't mean that if you believe in another religion that you can't relate to that religion. If you can't pray, you can do anything you want to inside your own home of that religion. But when it comes to the majority, church and state should not be separated when it comes through this type of religion, the Christian religion. That's the only way we are ever going to get strong again, is if we wrap our arms around one basic religion, and you can pray and you can have mosque and all that throughout this country. That's the way it is. So, separation of church and state, we're going to go over that as well. I think I'm out of time. So, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, we're going to talk about liberal and conservatism together. Ding, ding, ding. And then on Friday, we're going to push or put Newt Gingrich versus Obama. In the meantime, go to my website, conservativesviewpoint.com. Visit the web store. Get a deck or two of Battle 2010, Liberals versus Conservatives, and get educated and informed. Good night, America. See you soon.